Today, let's see if your fate will lead to everlasting love. Please choose one out of these 3 cards represented by marshmallows. 1. Have you chosen? First, let's look at the word choose cotton. We got a new Emperor Knight mystery. If you get this card, the fate between you two. Maybe it's really slowly heading towards the end. Because from the surface, the other party's own responsibility for this relationship is obvious. Is insufficient. This might not be very masculine anymore. I want to guide us to overcome all difficulties and pass this hurdle. If there are problems, we'll solve them. I will be more tolerant of you. Let's talk about anything. He doesn't have the confidence to further develop the relationship together, right? Sometimes when faced with problems, he may run away and avoid them, not willing to face them. Right? It's like you're always in this state of no drive, very negative and passive. You feel like it's getting more and more tiring to interact with him in this relationship. Can't feel that kind of passion, that kind of aggression, that kind of emotion, that kind of dedication from him. It may not even be played. Be aggressive, or how much you devote to this feeling is always reserved, always considering yourself. So if you draw this card, if you really want to maintain this relationship, you need to be mentally prepared. It's really tough. When you need to break up, do it, or you'll be broken. If you still have some lingering feelings and reluctance and want to promote, I suggest you do a double review. We should make some improvements and promotions through the power plant, of course. If you feel lost and uncertain about what to do, that's normal. Then we poke another surface, that is, according to your situation, a separate plate is carefully watched to see the future direction between the two of you, right? What are the main problems in the development process, and then help. Then you judge whether he should encounter this feeling or not. Does he still want to strive further? Is it still worth your effort? Because from the face of the cards we see now, it's like his sense of responsibility and Dan are not very strong between the two. Fate is slowly reaching its end. If you really still have some thoughts about me, right? I want to see more details. Only by dating alone can you act on your own. Alright, let's take a look at the choice of the word flower. What we drew is a card of a new empire, King Zhengbei. The baby who draws this card is obviously better than this card. There is still a chance between the two people to go to the end, because the other person actually has a certain responsibility and bearing for feelings and is a very cautious attitude. He might not openly show his feelings for you. It's not necessarily like this. Sometimes he's in a very introverted state where he has his warnings. His consideration for the party type will be more, and his thoughts will be more. He might consider the potential issues between you two in the future, right? I think about what potential communication problems might exist between us. He might not have thought about it in advance, which could cause certain issues. This will cause him a certain kind of... Sometimes you might feel that he is a bit too cautious to a degree.
Feels very new.
Oh, okay.
Mainly.
There are times when you feel like, you seem to have no motivation, right? Because when I say it's in love, it feels like sometimes he's just lukewarm about the feelings between the two people. It's very negative. It's not actually because he's negative. It's because he's just too cautious, too careful now. Including, like, if you two have already separated, you have already broken up. If you think he is not taking action, not actively looking for you to reconcile, it may be because he has concerns now. Because he is very careful now. He does not want to repeat the same mistakes between you two, so he thinks more. The more he thinks, the longer his thinking time, the more his ability to act will likely be a ratio. About a past state, or rather not a particularly active state. Give him some time.
Then he just
because what I want to do is not completely give up or a state of indifference. If you're not at ease, or I want to know what he's really thinking now, you can DM me, and we'll sit down and get a better understanding of his real thoughts and what problems might still exist in your future development, right? Let's see how to avoid it a bit for better development. Finally, let's take a look at the word whole. We drew a world in the upright position. Those who draw this card, between the two of you, it's really a strong bond. No matter what state you are in now, whether in a state of love or separation, there's still a bond between you. Even if you two are broken up, your destiny has nothing to do with it. There is still a deep fate between the two people. There is a chance for the two people to love to the end. In fact, both of us have a longing for love and hope that we can be blessed by heaven. We hope that the right time, place, and people can usher in a holy and happy ending. There is a strong need and desire between each other, We all still want to manage this emotional competition. This may sometimes be affected by some resistance and influenced by each other. The impact of negative emotions. When overwhelmed by negative emotions, emotionalized, and then said some irreversible words, right? There are complaints and dissatisfaction about the other party, etc. Mainly want to cooperate. Work hard, so our bond has never broken. No matter how dissatisfied you are with the other person, you still love him. There is still a chance for two people to walk together, but the prerequisite is to sort out your emotions. Need to resolve possible between each other. Is it a problem of running in or facing some... Whether it's external conflicts or internal issues between two people, they need to be addressed through communication over a few weeks. But between the two of you, there's a real chance to make it to the end. After you adjust, you'll find that everything is on your side. Even the heavens will look after you. There can be a better development between two people. This bond needs to be cherished. Do not miss it. This is the overall situation on the plate today.